Hello, I'm Congresswoman Karen Bass, proudly representing the 37th Congressional District of Los Angeles, California, and I'm delighted to deliver this week's Congressional Black Caucus Message to America. As the historic administration of our nation's first African-American president comes to an end, we are reminded of the very best of America. We're living in a truly significant time in our history where real progress has been made for African Americans. In just under 8 years, President Obama has lowered the Black unemployment rate by nearly half, improved education outcomes for students of color, expanded health care, which desperately benefits folks of color, and signed the Fair Sentencing Act of 2010, narrowing the penalty between crack and powder cocaine. As we close out 2016, we have another reason to celebrate, a tangible acknowledgement of the history of African Americans in this country with the opening of the National Museum of African American History, a museum that Congress approved nearly 84 years ago. Both the election of our first African American president and the opening of this historical museum mark significant change in our history and makes it clear no one individual is responsible for these great victories. Historically significant change has been the result of us coming together and building a movement that demands that change happen. The demographic shift in our country has resulted in a nation where people of color are set to determine a presidential election for the third time in just as many cycles, while also potentially breaking another glass ceiling with the election of the first woman president of the United States. But the increase in the political capital of people of color, while significant, doesn't signal that our work is done. The browning of America has caused us to once again fight battles we hoped were in our past, like the right to vote. And just like the museum will acknowledge and validate both our past and present, cell phone cameras now validate and expose for the world to see what we have experienced for centuries, brutality at the hands of law enforcement. All while national leaders on both sides of the aisle have finally begun to question why the United States incarcerates more people than any nation on the face of the earth. Unfortunately, it is these moments in our recent history that still have to be married with the victories we have experienced over the last 8 years. And as we prepare for a new administration, we need not have the illusion that even in victory, the fight is over. We cannot expect any one leader to move mountains on their own. It takes all of us to ensure there is strong representation and that those who represent us deliver for us. That is why, despite our progress, we must continue to aspire for more and move African Americans forward, ensuring we are a priority in the next administration and build upon President Obama's legacy. Thank you.